in our own journey in different ways. Um, and that there is a natural order to things, that the universe is smart, intelligent, and there's a natural order to things. Um, and then we're going to talk more about that. Tlazoltiani is going to talk more about that when she comes on and joins us. So we talk a lot in this field about the connections between curanderismo and psychology. They're both healing methods. They're both ways to try to move someone to health. And so one of the main ideas is that, again, we've talked about this a lot, is that the mind and the body are connected and they influence each other. Right? And that curanderos, they have three levels usually in which they have a connection or which they heal or treat the people that come to them. There's the material, the spiritual, and the mental. Right? And these are all integrated in the healing process. Right? Not, all of them are connected, all of them are important, and we pay attention to each of them. For those of you that aren't as familiar, it's important to talk about curanderismo in general. The most the most popular is not the right word, I guess. The definition, the idea that is most common, is that it's a syncretic practice, folk and medical beliefs, rituals that integrate both indigenous knowledge and Christian knowledge or spirituality. And so there's a melding that creates something new. It's not just that it's two different pieces and we do both of them together, but it's an integration. It is something new and different, and it's something that has its own base of knowledge. One of the things is that this again has been something that our community has turned to. It's folk healing, curanderismo, because again, a lot of the times, not having access to healthcare over the generations, not being fully included in society, that there was always, and still there always is, the curandera, the curandero. There's always the person in the community, even in the urban spaces, you know, that the community knows about. You don't have to look too far to find somebody. Um, and so there's a larger discussion than we can go into today about, how that curanderismo is becoming mainstream, or how it has to connect in different ways to keep up with staying connected with the community. But we know that there are some places in the country that, between 50 and 75% of Mexican descent Chicanos still reach out to curanderas, right? Some places it's less, but there was this notion about 20 years ago or 30 that curanderismo was dying out. And we just know that it's not true. And so luckily people have come back around to do more research and look at people and talk to the community and see that it's very much alive. Still a core component of a lot of our healing. Right. So in terms of Chicano psychology, which the way we see it here, and then we're going to talk about this in the last session, has a good close connection to psychologies of liberation psychologies, which came out of Latin America. And both liberation psychology and liberation theology talk about this notion of calling back the spirit, in a way that it's an ethnic specific a way of reconnecting to our identity. Right? And it's an understanding that part of our resilience over the centuries has been spiritual. That our sense of spiritual connection has been part of our community's identity, whether it's been underground or upfront, or the different ups and downs it's gone through throughout the centuries. And that reconnecting to that is reconnecting not just to spirituality the way we think about it in mainstream contemporary society, not just kind of reconnecting to a particular religion, so to speak, but that reconnecting to the knowledge and the wisdom and the healing of our people's legacy of spirituality is reconnecting to our own ethnic identity. It's an affirming that we have existed, that we do exist. It's affirming our presence, our very existence. And it's a reconnection to different ways of thinking about ourselves as healthy, as thinking about ourselves as whole. And so I think that idea of calling back the spirit is a very liberatory notion, and definitely a key piece of Chicanic psychology. So let me let me just look at some of the chats here. Yeah. Thank you all for including these comments. Yeah, good and bad energy. One of the things that we're gonna touch on is that there's definitely energies of light and energies of darkness. There's good energies and bad energies. You know what I'm saying? But one of the things that makes this sense of spirituality a bit different, unlike some other religious beliefs, which I'm not knocking any religious belief, I'm just kind of explaining the difference, is that that it depends on the context, and it depends on when and with who and where certain events or certain energies are negative or positive. In other words, certain energies may be negative at a certain time, but not at others. Or certain energies or forces are going to do what they do, and we have to know how to respond to that. So, for example, fire is a powerful energy. It's a powerful guide. It gives us heat, but it also consumes. So if you're standing around a huge fire, the fire, you could say, is going to want to pull you in, right? But it also is giving you warmth and light. So depending on your perspective, you could be very grateful for the fire, or you could see the fire as evil and bad, trying to pull you in and burn you up. Well, it really is, in truth, neither, in terms of what really is. It's just fire. That energy is going to do what that energy does. And that, when we were talking about that relationship with nature, relationship with each other, interactions, that's part of us knowing that and knowing how to connect with the fire in a good way, in a healthy way, understanding that. So my point is that in this way of thinking, not everything is always good and not everything is always bad, even though dark and light do exist. And hope that didn't get too abstract. But so let's see. I think we're gonna pause. I don't. Yeah, let's see. We're gonna bring in. We're gonna bring in Tlazoltiani Jessica right now. She's gonna come and she's gonna join us and talk a little bit about the medicine. Let me see. Let me get this. I think it's the next one. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So if anyone ready, let me push this back so we can both be in here.
Hi, everybody.